Okay, dear students, we're going to talk about one thing which many of you question, that where should we use the picture in the story section, in the front, the middle, and the last. Well, I've specified it in few of the lectures, but for your benefit, I'd like to clarify. See, pictures are of different shape. As I've already told you, positive action, positive situation, negative action, negative situation, neutral, well-defined, and last is the blank. So what are we really talking? We are talking about the type of the picture. Suppose it's an action picture. Where will it come? It will come in the middle. Why it will come in the middle? Because action will have, since you have to write a story with the action, you will automatically use the action in the middle. For example, there is a person being helped in the mountain from some people pulling people with the help of rope. This is a picture which is shown. So now you will create a story that there was a person who had gone to the mountain area. Fortunately, they realized that few people were trapped in the lower portion. So they thought how to reach them. It was very difficult to reach, and there was a landslide. What they did was, then they immediately tied a rope to the different cars as well as the other things, and thereafter tied it, and with the help of the rope they held the people, and finally they were able to save all, and thus they were able to take them to the necessary hospital to give them the first aid to the people they required, and later the government authorities got into action and cleared the area and made it more safer. Now in this story, the action was people pulling people, right? And how you used it in the middle portion. But before that, you created a story. You created a story that Ravi was going there, he saw a landslide, and while they were coming then. So where have you used the action? In the middle part. Suppose there is a negative action, two people fighting, and you have written that Ravi lived in so and so place. One day he heard that there is a fight between two people. So now again you've got the action in the middle, and by the end of the story you will solve it. Am I right? So what are you doing? You are using the action in the middle portion of the story. So the picture is of action and you've used it in the middle portion. So it is properly correlating with the picture, and person can understand, okay, you're talking something relevant. Is it okay? Now there are some pictures which is of reward. That is positive situation. That means somebody is receiving a reward, somebody is congratulating the other person. Now you have written that so and so was a person, there was a boy, he wanted to go for a debate competition, he worked this, he did this, and finally he won the award. Now where have you used the picture? In the last portion of the story. But technically you have used the picture, am I right? For thought generation. So what I want to say, that you should use the picture in your story as a thought, so that person does not feel that you are writing something which is irrelevant. So the picture has to be utilized in thought generation, but its consumption in the story can be in the middle portion and in the last portion. Now let's talk about a negative situation picture, where in the positive situation we used it in the last, but in negative situation we are going to use the picture in the front. That is, one day Ravi saw that there is an accident, right? So by the end of the story, you would solve that situation, am I right? So what have you done? That you use the negative situation in the start of the picture. Am I right? Is it clear to all of you? Similarly, in predefined picture, you will use it as a situation dependent on what you are seeing in predefined. It can be in the middle, but it will certainly not be in the last. Right? Is it clear to all of you? In blank story, there is no use of the picture. In vague picture, again, it depends what are you seeing. If you are seeing a situation, you would be seeing a situation for sure. You would not be seeing an action, you may not be, or maybe an action for sure. So you can take that this happened, so he did this, and finally this happened. Clear? Any doubts whatsoever? Understood? Yes or no? So the picture can be used in the middle, front or last portion of the story as a correlated thought process. So this confusion should be clear to all of you, that how are we going to use the picture. Is it clear? Now the second part of this discussion, we are also going to discuss the ending portion. How should it end of the picture? Of course, it should end with the culmination of the action or culmination of the resolution, solving of the situation. In case it is an award, achieving of the award. So the story should have a happy ending, positive ending. After all, you are positive people. You have to think of taking a situation and ending it positively. Now you cannot, like there are people who want to make a very realistic picture and they show finally in the last, unfortunately the hero died. No problems. But as a psychological manifestation or a psychological evaluation, you will suffer because you have killed the hero. Look at the pictures. Most of the pictures who have been very good but they have failed is because in Indian psychology they have killed the hero in the last. Everybody wants to leave the cinema hall with positivity in their mind. They don't want their heroes to be killed, right? So is it clear to all of you what I really want to convey to you? So the entire thought process has to be understood in that part. And there are many things. In the end also, you don't have to end it with everybody clapping. Because if you end it with everybody clapping, it will look too weak. It will look that you are not self-motivated. We will talk of this in the next lecture so that you can learn what it means, how you end the story properly. But I hope I have clarified how you can utilize the picture shown to you in the front portion of the story, middle portion of the story, or the last portion. Generally, all of them will come either in the front, middle, semi-middle, or totally middle, or in the last. Nobody will come in the starting because you'll have to create a character. Is it clear? So we will talk about this end portion and we will also talk about the hero in the next lecture. So I hope you've understood this point and you can utilize it and you can learn from your home, as well as for all the people here, you can revise it in the channel. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.